Hi there, I'm Juliana Carroll, and this is my sister and partner in Coffee and Tech, Lisa Jackson. Together, we are your hosts here at the Coffee Tech Talk Show, exploring anything and everything to do with work orchestration and automation. Most importantly, we're building a community of people who can share, learn, and grow together.
Hey guys, good afternoon, and welcome back to our new episode of Coffee Tech Talk. Today, we are very excited that we have a special guest with us, but as usual, I am here with my sister, Juliana Carroll, aka Jay. Say hello, Jay.
Hi.
And our special guest today is Morlon Greenwood. He is a former NFL player with the Houston Texans, with Miami Dolphins, and as well as the Raiders. So
started 8 years in the NFL. And after that, I went up to the UFL and I started 3 more years there. And then after I finished playing football, after I retired, as you can see in my backdrop, you see the Morlon Greenwood Foundation. That's one of the things that I wanted to do, to give back to the community. Originally I'm from Jamaica and coming to the States and everything. And that was one of the things that drove me to take care of my family, and the NFL made that possible. Playing football made that possible. Meeting my coach in Freeport that got me into wrestling, and having a father that told me to do the very best you can in their education has also helped me along the way, which allowed me to get a scholarship pretty fast. So
you live in Vegas, and tell us about that, about the Morlon Greenwood Foundation, and then another company that you and your partners have launched here. What are you guys doing?
Oh, well, we're doing, well, first off, like I mentioned, that I have the Morlon Greenwood Foundation. Like I started that because the passion of being able to give back to the youth. Now, I was this youth coming up with a dream to take care of my family. But I didn't know how I was going to do that. I had the drive and everything. But I had some key mentors, my father, telling me to, if you want to be successful, get a good education. So I would focus on education, on the honor roll, a high honor roll each marking period. Then when I came in 9th grade, I was fortunate to have a gym teacher by the name of Russ Sellen that saw my talents, and he was the assistant wrestling coach, but he was also the head football coach. And he got me into wrestling, saw how fast I picked up the wrestling, and then he recruited me for football. Now, it was very difficult because I was playing soccer from Jamaica. All Jamaicans play soccer or they run track, right? No bobsledding, right? My father focused on the education, and also my gym teacher, seeing something in me I didn't recognize in myself. I didn't know that I would be a good football player. He saw that. I didn't know I was going to be a good wrestler, but he saw that, and he kind of steered me in that direction. That's how I was able to get a scholarship. So fast forward, going to the NFL, and then when I signed with the Houston Texans after I started 4 years in Miami, I was able to fulfill my childhood dream, which is helping my family. And when that happened for me, that was a great feeling. I never told my family that's what I wanted to do. But when I have 7 brothers and 4 sisters, I have a big family. So it was a really good feeling for me to do that. And when I retired, I was thinking about, how did I do this? This is through direction, leadership, not by me, but from other people guiding me and mentoring me and leading me in the right direction, right? So the foundation is really a leadership and mentorship program for socioeconomic disadvantaged youth and adolescents. And one of the things that we want to do is to create the same type of opportunities for them to be able to accomplish their goals and dreams.
So let's talk about that real quick, because right now with the whole pandemic situation, you usually have 2 of those camps twice a year, correct? One in New York, yes. One in Vegas.
Yes.
So obviously, you would have had one in right now.
I would have 2 of them.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So what are you doing with that right now? Is there another way of reaching out to them?
Now, one of the things that we're going to be doing transition. And well, first of all, we didn't have the camps because of the pandemic and the social distancing, and want to be able to respect that, and want to see what's happened with the educational system, because we have a partnership with CCSD and the Delta Academy and different charter schools here in Las Vegas. And what we wanted to do, so we wanted to see where they were going, because we deal with a lot of students from the schools, and that's how we wanted to see how they were transitioning to the situation, how they were dealing with the pandemic, and most of them went to online education for the students. And so I wanted to be sensitive to that and wait to see, make sure that parents and families are comfortable with the kids. So that's why I decided to, once I saw where everything was going, I canceled all the camps until next year. Hopefully all of this will be cleared up next year. But in the time being, what we're looking to do when school starts, to do some online entrepreneur leadership courses, teaching kids how to become entrepreneurs from an earlier age, and teaching them the different ways how to do that, how to start a business. And so we're in the process of developing those programs now. So that's one of the things, how we're going to be able to still reach out to the kids and still provide that mentorship and guidance and leadership for them.
Let me ask you this. What was your most rewarding experience when you were playing football? Because that's your work. So, we our regular daily work. So what was your most rewarding experience?
My most rewarding was getting the opportunity to help my family, because since I was 5 years old, that's been a childhood dream of mine. And so when I signed with Houston, I was able to do that, and then be able to tell them that this is what I want to do my entire life. 21 years, I was focused on that, and just continue to work, and just knowing that I was going to do it, not knowing how, right? Which is what I'm trying to do with the foundation, teach the kids the how. So I didn't know how, but that was the most rewarding, and to be able to call my father, call my mother, talk to my brothers, and be able to take care of their college tuitions and all this other stuff. It was very, very satisfying to me. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think he's one of those work hard to get lucky kind of people. It's a saying of mine that, somebody said that to me, and it just resonates, because you worked hard, with your education, and you worked hard with your grades and got attention of your English teacher. You worked hard on your physical, activities and so on.
I like what you said right there. Work hard to get lucky. Because it's kind of like, I didn't know why I knew I was focused on education because I wanted to. My father said, you become a doctor, right? And I like to help people. So I was like, I'm going to become a doctor. So I was focusing on that. Then I met the gym teacher that got me into wrestling. I thought if I had picked up, then I played football and for 1 year, junior year. Then all of a sudden I have a full scholarship at Syracuse.
Right.
And I didn't even know what a scholarship was, because coming from Jamaica, we weren't having those discussions. Like, you could get a scholarship. And I didn't even know that. When he told me, I had no idea what he was talking about. I was just like, and he was like, this is a big deal. You should be excited,
Right.
And I'm just there sitting there looking at him. But that to show you what some of the kids, just to be able to open their minds to the different possibilities that's out there for them. Let them know that they have a choice. Some of the kids in certain neighborhoods, they don't know they have a choice. All they see is what's happening in their zip code or on their block. They don't see them leaving that area. So to create those opportunities and the guidance for them is what is what we're doing. And to add to that, we're working on putting a facility in place to have a year-round program for them. We're currently working with Nevada State College with the foundation, and also with the NFL Alumni, which I didn't get a chance to mention about earlier. For the vice president of the NFL Alumni chapter, here in Las Vegas, and whose mission is caring for kids and caring for their own. And the foundation is a leadership and mentorship program. So it's a perfect union to be able to provide services for the youth here in Las Vegas.
That quote, "Work hard to get lucky," is actually our slogan as a company. And what do you say to your kids? Like, what's your favorite quote? How do you inspire these kids to be like you or someone else that they want to be?
Well, I'm gonna say what my father told me.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna tell you how I break it down to them.
Okay.
My father told me, "Morlon, do your best at any contest, and God will do the rest." All right? Do your best at any contest, and God will do the rest. So whatever you're doing, do your best, the absolute best. As long as you're doing the absolute best at whatever you're doing, which is the contest, then God will do the rest for you.
So tell us, I know you're also doing another project in the Vegas area, and when you look for partners and when you work with partners, what do you look for in a business partner?
Well, definitely is the accountability, right? When you going to work with someone, you want to make sure that you can count on them. If you have to do something, you make sure you do it. If they have to do something, you know that they're going to do it, so you don't have to worry about it. It's kind of like a peace of mind, and it's kind of the same type of mentality of playing on a team. Like when I was playing on the defensive, if the defensive line don't do what he's supposed to do, I cannot do what I'm supposed to do. If he's supposed to stay outside, I don't know if you know much about football. If he's supposed to stay in this position, and I'm expecting him to be here, and I'm running here, and all of a sudden he's in my way, then that makes me look bad, and I cannot do my job, and then the other team ends up gaining a positive yard or winning the game. So one of the biggest things that I look for is for people that are accountable, people that you can trust, and because it's like you're in a family situation. It's like being in a situation where you become more than just co-workers or partners. You become like family, and when you
It's
have
like
family,
marriage, right?
you're like,
Yeah, like a marriage.
exactly.
That's what business is.
Yeah, exactly. And so you have to really be able to identify those people. And I've been fortunate, to like mentioned, we've started a company here called Boss Vegas here that we're working on. It hasn't been launched yet. It's getting ready to kick off, so I don't want to say anything yet. But we connected with a good group of guys, Terrence Jackson and Scott Dortch from RPLV, and that just started from just a group of guys that just had a connection of just hanging out and doing business at the same time. But it's kind of it's a perfect union, and but that took me a while to be able to do as well, because playing in the NFL, you don't get a chance to meet genuine people, because when you get up to a point where you're that they can Google you, they can see all these things, and they see you all over the internet, then their approach to you is always different. The relationship with me, Terrence and Scott, and Boss Vegas, that just came from just friendship, and then something that happened organically, and
Right.
And that's a perfect way.
We can't do great things by ourselves, right? We all have a limitation of 24 hours in a day, right? 2 arms, 2 legs for most of us, and some of us are not even that lucky. But so we have to make sure that we state a common goal, right? This is a thing that you do when you talk to your kids, like you said earlier. And then you have to say, this is my part, this is your part, and let's work together to make this happen. And I think communications and expectations and accountability, once you agree to do something, is really key in making work happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes we also, as hard go-getters, have a tendency to not let the other partner know that if we kind of reach our max, or we may not be able. So I think communications, and then letting the other person, hey, I think I can make it, but I might be 5 minutes late, is
Absolutely.
that's part of accountability, right? So,
Absolutely. And I'm glad what you said. All those things are 3 key factors, and that's why I always go back to talking about football, because a lot of people look at football as just guys out there running into each other, but it's a very sophisticated game. Our playbook was like, I don't know if you can see.
Essentially, you have a goal, an outcome, then you have a bunch of people, then you have a bunch of resources, and you kind of have to orchestrate these people to move either sequentially or, together sometimes, or, there's certain timings that has to happen. If something happens, you do this. If something else happens, you do this, right?
Yes.
So, when Lisa was, first was like, oh, we're going to have, you as a guest, Morlon Greenwood, I'm so excited. Then I'm like, what do I know about orchestration in the NFL? But I'm glad you said that, because you guys have the most complicated, dynamic, real-time orchestration of people, resources, and timing, right?
No, absolutely. And
the goal is to get a football in between.
Exactly.
Those things.
You have to line up here. There's a call. There's a play. You have the different checks. You have to know by the different positions based on what the offense is doing, what type of checks to make, different blitzes, where you got to go. You know what your other players that's on the field is doing. Your teammates. You have to understand all of those things. But at the same time, I just want to get back to what you said. There's communication. You have to always communicate so you're all around the same page. If something happened, you have to communicate to everybody. And this is in the heat of the battle. You have to let them know and make sure that they know, if you guys are not going to be on the same page. And the accountability factor, like I mentioned before, you want to make sure that they're doing what they're doing. But it's actually definitely, and also everybody knowing their role. Like, this is what your role is.
Yeah.
And I remember my coach used to always say that everyone has to, like, it's kind of like he was trying to say, know your role and shut your mouth. Like,
like, I've never said that.
Sure.
Actually, I think The Rock said that, but that's basically what it is, because some guys, they know what their role is, but then they're not comfortable with what their role is.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you should be comfortable with what your role is, or you should be able to perform your duty in whatever you're doing. Well, this is my job. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to be the best at it. I may not like it, but I'm going to be the best of it for the goodness of the team, because you're working with a team.
Exactly.
It's just like when you're in an organization or a company, you're working in an organization. This is my job, and I got to get this done. And it's like you said, not being afraid to say, you know what, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at this, but, and then communicating that back and forth.
Or say, I'm in this role right now, but I want, I'm making this up, Marlon, so forgive me, but I'm a linebacker and I want to be a quarterback, but I'm not good yet. But hey, try me in practice and try me when the quarterback broke his leg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's funny you say that, because there's a lot of guys that I had to play different positions that they didn't want to play. Some guys were defensive end that they moved them to linebacker because they're not a defensive end size. They're like my weight, but they want to rush the pass, and they're like, no, son, have to learn how to play linebacker, because this is your position here. But it doesn't mean that you cannot work on your skills of being a defensive end, because there's certain times that you will have a chance to rush the passer. So, because the one thing in football, they always say there's a difference between being hurt and injured. Hey, Marlon, are you hurt or are you injured? Which one is it? But definitely the work, definitely the work.
I agree, and I want to add just a little tiny thing to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people, they want to work, but they're afraid that they're not good enough. So they don't do the work or procrastinate or just don't even attempt, right?
Yeah.
And it's back to just do it. Just do it. Like when Lisa and I first started this thing, I was so nervous. And then I decided, let's just do it. We'll get better and better. And then, we'll say mea culpa when we're better, and we look back and we're laugh. And it'll be a lesson learned, right? But there was a time where, hey, are we going to record tomorrow? Hey, are we going to record tomorrow? And I'm thinking, I'm not good enough. I don't know the words. But, it will translate to being lazy, because if you're not just brave enough to do it right now.
Not brave enough.
Not be good enough. Just do it.
and sometimes if the shine, and sometimes because I know sometimes you may not do something because but in order for you to get better, you have to take the first step.
Yeah.
And then as you do it more and more, you'll be like, you know what? This is not that bad after all.
Yeah.
I remember 2 weeks ago, I wasn't really good at this, but today I'm like running through it. Yeah, and then the more you do it, the more you get better. So
yeah,
definitely. But you're right. Sometimes, and that's another one of the things that my father did. He gave us. My father was a great motivator. Like, he used to tell you that there's nothing that you cannot accomplish. Just be the best, Marlon. Be the best, And I remember when I was gonna switch from soccer to football. He was like, Marlon, I don't know anything about this football thing, but just do your best. He didn't know what to tell me when I was telling him that I was gonna play football, and because I didn't know anything about it, but because of the relationship that I had with my coach from wrestling, when he talked to me, and I finally it took him 1 month to convince me. And when I said that, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and but I had to go and tell my father that I was gonna play, and he said, just do your best, Yeah. But he was always so people need some people need to be motivated. Some people need to build a self-confidence within them. That's another thing that needs to be developed as well, to let them know that they can accomplish anything they want to accomplish. And that's another thing that I try to instill in the youth, to let them know that, they really can do that, And then as you go along the way, you might be like, you know what, this is more for me, but still be able to become a master at it. You could become a master at anything. That you choose to do, that you think is the best fit for you,
Yeah.
I think definitely those are some really, really good advice. It starts within you, inside you. You have to, I think, be positive, but it helps a lot when you have someone that can push you and give you that confidence.
Yes.
And be positive for you. So a lot of kids don't have that. So what you're doing with your foundation is actually very commendable. I love working with kids too. And I think kids need that, especially when they don't have that positive influence in their life. So I think that's a very, very cool thing. I think we're pretty good examples. All three of us, actually, we're all three of us are immigrants, right? We came to the States, to this great country where there's the land of opportunity, and started from nothing pretty much. And we were able to do something pretty positive with our lives. And we should be able to give that back, you know, to those who don't have that opportunity, those who don't have that positivity in their life, and be a positive influence to people. So
yeah, absolutely.
that's what I do. Or that's what I aim to do.
No,
You know, that's what I have to do.
Absolutely. And we all have to continue to want to give back to the world and to make the world a better place. And that's one of the things I like about what you're doing with Rethink Worldwide, with the education of the recycling and letting people know how important that is to take care of the environment and all the things that can happen. One of the things, you know, we're trying to do is to develop not with different program, but different ways that you can constantly get the resources that you need to be able to make sure that the facility be a success and the foundation be a success. Because the kids that are in need, you want to be able to provide those things for them that they can't provide for themselves. So.
Awesome. Well, you know, I wish we could talk to you all day, but
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if people wanted to get in touch with you, what email can they reach out to, and website and LinkedIn?
Oh, yeah. So if they want to get in contact with me through the foundation, it's mg52.org. That's MG from Morlon Greenwood. 52 is my number from high school, college, and the Dolphins. Not when I played with the Texans, though. I had to change the number. So 52,
right.
mg52.org. Also, if they want to check out my music, you know, I also do music, I also do acting as well. They can go to ultimate5256.com, 5256, I played both my numbers. Ultimate.
Okay. You are a man of many talents. Many talents.
So they can check it out and see. But yeah, if they want to get a hold of the foundation, what we've done with the football camps, also with the NFL Alumni Las Vegas with NFLA, which stands for NFL Alumni, Vegas.org. So NFLAVegas.org.
With that said, Jay, do you have anything else?
No, I'm good. See you next time.
Don't forget to reach out to us at connect@coffeetechtalk.show. And our new website is up, which is coffeetechtalk.com. So have a great day.
All right. Take care, guys.